Glownation, Safemoon Army. I'm so happy to have all of you with me tonight. Thank you for joining me. We've got a really special guest tonight. I'm really excited about this one. Super smart person, someone who I've been following and loved for a very long time. So I'm very happy about this one. So first of all, everyone, please go retweet this space. We have a special giveaway in the second hour. But the contingency is we have to have at least 100 people in here or it's no go. So everyone, please retweet this space. Hashtag Safemoon, hashtag Glownation. Let's get some folks in here. I'm sure we're going to have some really good content, and we have Gandalf. How can we not? First of all, Jason is one who puts all these things together. How are you this evening, sir?
Good afternoon, Legion. Doing well. Welcome back to everyone. We really appreciate you joining in another episode of Glownation.
And we have some surprise guests later on as well. So we've got kind of cool stuff going on in this space. It's actually going to run 2 hours this time, so we're going to run a little bit late. I also have up here Mr. Greek DeFi Guru. He is currently streaming this space on his YouTube. Can you speak for a second? I know you're in the middle of a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm driving home. Nothing better than listening to this. Can you hear me?
I can hear you in the car.
Perfect. Yeah, in the car, driving home on the expressway. It's all good. I will not be streaming it live. It's going to be on my channel at 8 p.m. I have to do it a little bit later because I'm out and about.
Okay, so it will be on Greek's channel. Not there now. That's okay. You're here listening to us live. But if anyone misses it, I'm actually recording it this time. Darn it, I remembered. And Greek will have it on his site as well. And if you're not following Greek DeFi Guru, please do that now. He has amazing Safemoon content. So go check out his channel. He has Safemoon content and maybe some Glow content as well.
And I may be dipping out at the beginning of the second hour. I do got to film my video for today. So
that is okay. I totally forgive you. You'll be here for the Gandalf part, which is the most important part. So you'll be here for the smart people talking. Gandalf, not me.
Well, thanks for the roses, man. Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me here.
Gandalf, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, I don't know who this special person is, but I'm Gandalf, so it's totally fine. Thanks for having me in here.
Gandalf, you might actually get away with a space without Don Bailey asking you a million questions unless he joins us. He's not here yet. So you might actually get away with actually not having to answer a bunch of NDA questions or,
I mean, it's your space. If you want to waste like an hour on that, it's just totally your decision. I have no problem on that.
So Gandalf, if you would, for my Glow Nation folks that are in here that might not know who you are, can you please let everyone know who are you, Gandalf? What do you do?
No worries on that. So I'm Gandalf. I'm a Safemoon educator and content creator directly working for Safemoon full-time. And my job for Safemoon itself is to create content and bring knowledge to the people, but also something which I did before voluntarily was moderating and being there for the community. And since I'm now for several months doing this in a full-time job, my personal kind of heart-loving hobby, I don't call it job in this way, is literally being there for the army, being there for the partners and talking to everyone and bringing them all together on this kind of trip in our Safemoon galaxy.
And for those of you that don't know, Gandalf did all this moderation, education, and jumping in Safemoon spaces. The man never slept. He's actually in Germany, but he was hitting Safemoon spaces on American time.
Yes.
Late night for him. Hours and days and days and days on his own time for free. He was not employed by Safemoon. To the point that he got noticed by Safemoon, and he is now officially an employee of Safemoon. So do what you love, and it'll all work out. Right, Gandalf?
Exactly. And I always say that to people that when you have an aim and a dream, as long as you just like have it right in front of you and always aim towards it, at some point it will eventually be true. and it just happened to me, and I'm more than happy. You just I'm always saying this, but it is a dream job, and for me it means a lot. And being like awake on all these times when I probably had like the job additionally to it, right, was kind of stressful, but it was something that I did out of fun, right? Because being there for people, listening to spaces and having fun, as I'm also having fun here, is something great. And I mean, right now, I'm only having Safemoon as a full-time job, which is, as I said, not a job for me. It is a hobby, a dream thing to do. And while it is right now 5 minutes after midnight, I have no problem to be here even when it's dark outside. So I'm good.
Because you're having fun. You're actually one of the ones that inspired me. It wasn't too long after when you got your official role with Safemoon. I started putting out the word that I was looking to join a team and actually join Glow officially. So it was you inspired me because I was like, well, if Gandalf can do it, then dang it, I can do it too. I can be on
I
a
will
team also.
never forget about this moment because I exactly know how we just both wrote in DMs when I was a volunteer, and you're saying that you're so excited that it is happening in the space where it was announced, right? And when I later heard that you just was Glow, I said the same thing to you that people just say to me. If you just continue to do what you do and love what you do, you will be successful and you will just reach your target. So that kind of way, you're doing a good thing for Glow, and I'm happy that you're having this position too.
Thank you, Gandalf. And you're right. I could not be happier in anywhere else doing anything else than what I'm doing right now. So you're right. Okay, I have hands up already. Before we even, so I'll do hands first, I guess. So we'll do hands and then we'll get in discussion. Get you some. How are you doing tonight?
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. How are we doing, Legion? How are we doing, Jason? Hello, Gandalf, Working Man, Greek DeFi, Safe Moon Army. I got a Don Bailey question for you, Gandalf.
Oh, already? Well, let's go.
So, Katz is taking a well-deserved vacation. Is it 2 weeks? I'm guessing a cruise.
Yeah, he is 2 weeks away.
All right, so I don't see nothing. This is just my speculation. I don't see nothing's going to happen until probably when he gets back and starts updating that website.
You mean the total website where we said that it will have this kind of new layout and new kind of design as it is?
Yeah, something like that. You know, it gives him a good time that he can just chillax, enjoy life, and just, let things come to him. Be like, okay, I can do this, I can do that. He has to work at his own pace. He's not under pressure, So, yeah, the mind works better whenever it's relaxed and enjoying life.
So in this kind of case, he's no web developer. So the website has nothing to do with his holiday. He has this long plan. So in that kind of case, there's no connection between that. He's taking the vacation which he really deserves, and I'm very glad that he's away for some time because I know how much he's working. The same, by the way, with my colleagues Pauls and Momo who are in the crowd there. Hello, you two. And we're all just like working, sorry to say that, our asses off to just bring the things that we love. So in that case, I'm glad that he's taken off this 2 weeks that he's away, but that has no kind of conjunction or combination to any kind of things relating to the website or the updates of the website. I said it before that, for example, the Safemoon Labs that I'm having every Monday, they will be uploaded in June. But that comes down to the point because we're managing the content whenever I create content or he creates or Paul Momo creates content to bring them on in a certain kind of special way onto the channel, onto the article and everything that there is. So while he's away now, we said, okay, cool. We would just delay that in a way. We would just collect the two kind of Safemoon Labs. They are not forgotten. They are not lost, but they will be uploaded then in June together with the upcoming next one, which I will hold. So in that kind of way, we'll just get like 3 Safemoon Labs at the same time because, well, why not? It's just not lost. It's just late.
Yeah, I hear you because you do one a week, and it's like, oh man, I'm ready for the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. So, heck yeah, I'm ready for trifecta.
And I have a feeling some of them coming up in the near future are going to be really, really cool. Purely speculation. Yeah, but
I mean, people coming up and asking like, why do you talk about stable coins? Why do you talk about bridges? Why do you talk about staking? It is pure coincidence.
Just pure coincidence. All right, Mr. Working Man, my favorite Glownation person. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Gandalf.
Well, hello there.
I am a big fan of yours, even though that you made me one night stand outside and look at us outside of my house at right around midnight in Missouri while you were eating sushi. I don't know if you remember that conversation.
I remember the conversation, but I don't really know why you had to stay outside. But I said there might be the possibility to look out.
Well, we all heat in the moment. I did it. I can't say nothing else. I did it.
You know why I remember this? Because this was one of the rare occasions at the time where I was eating like ramen noodles in the last year, and all the time where I was saving up the bucks for just putting them into my own investment, right? Where I just had this one special moment where I ordered sushi. So I remember that day.
Yeah, that's how long I've been listening to you, man. I jumped on probably a couple months before that, and we've actually DM'd a couple times, and you've always been straightforward. You like to have fun and joke around, and I love it, man.
Oh man, thank you very much. And I said it before, and also to Legion, I'm there for everybody, like for everyone. And it doesn't matter if you're just there and being a holder of Glow Token, being a holder of Portherium, of Safemoon, whoever just needs some kind of like motivation, talk, whatever they have, and questions, want education, you can always come to me. And in that special case today, I'm just very happy that I'm here in the Glownation space, because I really remember the time when I was there and had this kind of moment when there were only like 20 people in, which was the kind of beginning of their spaces, right? So I was there, and I remember Brian there at that time. It was just like already an awesome space for like 20, 30 people. It was nothing where people would just say, okay, cool, they started at some point and then just blew up. They did it all the time, despite the like amount of people in the spaces. And I was there at that time already because I liked what the people said, and I really loved the Glownation.
We appreciate you, Gandalf. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna mute working man real quick. Okay, so if you're wondering what the connection is, there's those you don't know. Glow is a Moon partner with Safemoon. Glow is on the Safemoon swap. There are a bunch of fancy Safemoon branded billboards in like 7 major cities right now with Glow and Safemoon. So we are partners with Safemoon. We are doing things together, which is amazing. If you don't know about Safemoon, please come up and ask. I'm not going to have Gandalf go over what Safemoon is. I think everyone should know in this space what Safemoon is by this point. If you have questions, though, please come up and ask. Gandalf, what we like to do in Glownation, okay, so we typically have our guests, show their project, tell us all about it. I think we can move past that part right now.
I could show my coin, but that wouldn't be the project, right?
The other part that we like to do is we like to know about our guest. And poor Gandalf, you've been asked when exchange, when blockchain, why this, why that. But I don't think anyone's ever asked any questions about Gandalf. Let's get to know a little bit about Gandalf. So again, he's part of the education moderation. He does all those cool Safemoon labs. He does the spaces on, stable coins, that kind of thing. Strategically, but completely random. He does spaces on things that the community needs to learn because something may or may not be coming out soon. So definitely pay attention to what Gandalf says. But I want to know about Gandalf. Tell me, Gandalf, this is a typical question I ask. What got you into crypto in the first place? Were you one of the, like me, back in the days with the Robinhood app and the Dogecoin and the Ethereum Classic, or did you get into it a different way at a different time? What brought you into this whole world in the first place?
First of all, I'm thankful to have different questions. I thank you very much for that. while I don't despise all the other questions, it is cool to just have this kind of like different approach. So I'm glad to answer these questions. So some people know, but maybe from the early days of Spaces. But typically for me, I began about 13 years ago to start trading with stocks. So my background comes more out of the stock region, where like 13, 14 years ago, I just started to begin trading left, right, looking into stocks, realizing the analysis on charts, like getting myself into it, because in my prior job, I was a salesman and consultant. So financial stuff was always something which attached me in the way that I had the kind of interest to look into this kind of subject, right? So at some point, I developed the way to just look more into dividend stocks. And dividend stocks were extremely important in a way for me, because I said, I want to have something for financial freedom, right? Because at that time, I'm now in my 30s, right? But in that time, I was in my 20s. So I was just sitting there and saying, like, okay, I would just have like to find a way to, at some degree, and I'm 40 or 50 years or 60 years old, maybe stop working, because at that point I didn't know about crypto. So I did just go with the kind of normal route, right? Like saving up money for 20 years, maybe into some dividend in ETFs, and then being there. At some point, like for like 4 or 5 years ago, I noticed crypto, but I didn't invest into crypto. The reason for that is, especially because of Germany itself, there was no kind of rule. You could just keep the kind of crypto, you could have it on the old drives, you could just have it on the kind of wallets, on the hard drives and the stuff with Bitcoin, right? But you never had any kind of regulation, any system, any kind of subject to it. So I just went the way that I looked at crypto and just looked from the side and analyzed that, and just came into the kind of system, knowing the old kind of systems of Bitcoin, how they just have their wallets, when Ethereum was rising up, when BNB just came out of nowhere, right? So I began to just go from that point at some point into DeFi. And before DeFi, I had some Bitcoin and some Ethereum, because I was always just like curious, but I never invested a lot. Shame on me, because as you know, when Ethereum was about like $50, I would be happy now. But you're later, you're always like smarter, right? But that was not something which made me really sad. The thing is that I noticed at some point, like literally 2.5 years ago, when I started to go more into the different rounds, and then later on into DeFi, that DeFi would definitely completely exchange the route of investing that I would go back from, like this kind of comparison to the ETFs. Because ETFs might be cool, but it is not that stable. It's not giving that revenue. And the riskier part, everybody likes the risky stuff, right? So what I did is inform myself and looked into crypto. And at some point, I decided to say, okay, cool. I will just go away from the old traditional stock market. Banks don't give you any kind of interest. So laying money there was also not really useful in that case. And I always did not have so much, right? So I put my little money that I had into crypto, made some good kind of choices back in the day with the OG coins, if some people want to say, or token, like, for example, Doge and all this stuff, right? But I never had this kind of moment where you had like something, put like money into it and have like 5 or 6 zeros scratched. I always saw that in other people, right? So what I mostly did is what I always like praying around, right? Due diligence, education, going around. And at some point, well, there were some kind of small project on the BSC chain, and there was one project called Safemoon. And some people from the Safemoon army back in the day, when they were on Discord, hit me up and just said like, oh, look, we're both in this kind of project. Don't you want to look at Safemoon? So I just looked at Safemoon too, and I noticed that too at that kind of moment, which was still in the early March, right? But I decided to be in there in April, like end of March, beginning April, which was also a sad moment. But in that kind of case, for the future, you're always more knowledgeable after the events that happen. But for me, and I always said that, I don't need millions. I don't need any kind of like super raises or super things to happen. All I want to have is the knowledge to actually know that at some point I did the right choice, and at some point I act with the right decision, seeing that the future that I have will be a brilliant and wonderful one. And without giving any financial advice, because that could be seen in this way right now, right? This is just my personal opinion that I have. Safemoon for me is the project, but I also always pray to diversify, and I always diversify too. Safemoon is one of the projects where my still little investment is in, but also is something where I say that will at least just get me a little bit closer to my personal dreams.
Gandalf, I almost did the exact same thing. I hadn't been into it as long. I'd say maybe 4 years ago. I decided, kind of like you, I was like, this whole working till I'm 70 years old thing is kind of dumb. So I know people get into stocks and they make a lot of money and they seem to quit working sooner. So I got in, started teaching myself about stocks. Then after that, I said, I think dividend stocks are the way to go because it's kind of keeps going. And then that led to because it was on Robinhood, the Doge and all that kind of stuff. Then that led me into crypto. And then I kept hearing, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. So get something else. So then kind of went that way. And randomly on a Facebook group, heard about Safemoon. And it took me 3 days to figure out how to buy it. And I've been smitten ever since. How did you hear about Safemoon the first time? Like, what was your introduction?
So, as I said, there were like these kind of small projects on the BSC chain where I was in, and there were some people telling me already that there's a different kind of project called Safemoon. But the thing is, and I don't know if a lot of people remember that back in the day, but when the BSC, the smart chain of Binance, came out, and they had this kind of projects coming up, and all this kind of emerging out of nowhere, left, right, or whatever projects there were already some kind of lists or trackings which showed all the kind of projects coming out of nowhere, right? So what I did, and this was just like a thing, I just saw all the kind of projects coming out with a name called Safe. When you remember that, it is a very long ago, if you just compare it to the time we're in crypto, right? Like basically a year. But the project with the kind of Mars and Galaxy and whatever there was, and all had like the beginning of the name was always Safe, right? And it saw like 20 different kind of projects, and that is. And I just looked at every project, and the only one that made like real sense to me in the way, from the kind of perspective of passive gain and automatic gain, was just Safemoon. So I just took the route and going with Safemoon, and I'm glad that I'd gone this way and not with the other project, because the other ones, and you know how it is history, none of them, or 90% of them, just vanished. And it's got to be, you could call it luck, but I mean, certain time after that, I think it was in late April or in May, there was already more and more information coming out. So I think even at that point, if I would have not known about Safemoon, I would at least at that point have known about Safemoon, most definitely.
I agree with you on that. Feeling like luck, because I joined some crypto. I don't even remember what it was. I don't remember the group. I joined some Facebook crypto group, looking for the next big thing, and I kept throwing money into projects, and I got rug pulled a bunch of times, and just dumb stuff, and randomly read some message. I wish I remember who posted it so I go back and thank them. Some message about Safemoon. So I still have my screenshots from the day I was doing my research on what is this Safemoon thing and how the heck do I buy it.
Oh yeah, me too. I have all the kind of like very old logos and all this stuff. So that is history that I will never forget and I will never delete, because that is just something. And I think we will just never get this kind of time again where they're just like all these kind of projects just jumping out of nowhere, right? When the changes started from BNB, people just say like, okay, wait until like Safemoon has the blockchain, right? Well, I mean, with BSC, it was not regulated in that way. You had this kind of thoughts and ideas at crypto when you just like see this project coming out and see like the exit and see left, right, or whatever it is. Okay, cool. You can be in there, and then you have like 2x, 4x, whatever x it was, and then just fastly leave, right, to have this profit. And I remember this time when there were like people all around just seeking for this project only to make a doubling or quadruple of their money and then going out, right? So it was a crazy time at that point. But with Safemoon, and I'm very conventional if it comes to the way on investing. I'm not jumping around and doing like arbitrage or whatever there is. When I'm just seeing a project that I like, I inform myself in that and just like think about it if I want to be in that or not, right? So then I just go forward and say, okay, cool, I will be in there. And there are like two ways, 0 or plus, because you always know, always put in what you are willing and can afford to lose, right? Because it is crypto, it is all high risk assets. You can never know with everything. So in that case, I kept to this kind of thing. And I mean, saving worked out. Glow is working out. Different projects are still working out, and you never know what happens with the crypto world in the future.
And okay, so the part you were talking about, well, both of us were talking about how, like, we both kind of looked at. You look at these different BSC projects. You do, your research, and you just kind of hope that you're doing the right thing. That is what I really love about, and I feel like that we're really lucky, and people getting in right now are really lucky. Um, what Safemoon's doing with their swap and with their partnerships, because at least with the swap, all those all these, I guess I would say, all the SafeMoon partners have been doxed to SafeMoon. They've talked to the team. The team has researched them, so they've done some of that due diligence for us. Of course, you always have to do your own research, and nothing's guaranteed. But I feel like SafeMoon is really setting up something beautiful that is so much easier for new people to get into these partnered projects, and they don't have to be. They can feel a little bit safer. It's in the name. They can feel a little bit safer. When you
Well,
agree,
yeah,
when
you're
yes,
absolutely right on that. Especially on the part, SafeMoon always said that the biggest things that they want to do is being transparent and always there for the community. If you just watch on the kind of time of development, yes, SafeMoon is a startup. SafeMoon has to just be more professional, just went out of the way, for example, not giving out dates, right? And just having better communication with the people and all the stuff. And you see in the part, seeing, for example, me doing what I did in spaces and talking to people, just gained attraction that this is just something that they want to have full time, right? So SafeMoon went the way to evaluate things and just go out with that and just make it better. And SafeMoon has this kind of approach, as you said it correctly, to be transparent and actually show people that this platform, the SafeMoon Swap that we have, is a platform showing security. With whatever we're doing, whatever we're just like doing, we always seek to be transparent and have security in the way that we're processing forward. And the SafeMoon Galaxy is just growing. As you can see, we have a lot of partners on there, wonderful partners. And each of the partners, as I said, they're available. You can talk to them, you can see information on them, you can see their project, you can see their aim, what they have. And it is growing and growing and growing. So SafeMoon is setting a standard for the world, which should be in somewhat near future very remarkable, because, and this is just the thing also for Glow, right? Glow did the decision to just be a part of this system. If you compare it to other kind of systems and growth and evaluations of comparable systems, very early to be on there. Why? Because you and us, we just work together in a good way. And what, for example, Glow does, and I said that in a space long time ago when you just came to us in this way, you're doing the things that we love. You have in unity, you have charity, and you give people the possibility to extra have gains. Why? For example, with a lottery. So in that kind of case, you're doing something good not only for the people holding, but also for other people. You're doing good in the world. You're trying to change the world and bring good stuff to the world. So why not work together? And with this kind of aspect, that there is the same kind of game, that we're playing the same direction, we're all trying to go, just being some useful way into the crypto space. Someone who is literally just creating something with a purpose, and not just to create money, and not just to be there and just stay there and just at some point die out, because you are not here to just go away. You are here to stay, as SafeMoon is doing the same.
that's a very good point about if you look at all the partners, they all have a strategic thing that they do. Doxed, DXL, Affinity, Glow. Everyone has a specific thing that they do, and they all fit into that SafeMoon vision. That it's not just about, win Lambo. We all want a Lambo, but it's not what it's all about. It's about changing the world and changing changing everyone's lives. So I love the way they're putting together the partnerships and how strategic it is. Um, that makes me think of something else too. Um, I won't ask you to speak about FUD, but I'll bring this up. I feel like the people that do spread the FUD and the negativity about Safemoon or any project is due to lack of education. Because if you look at what Safemoon is doing and what they're putting together, it's so much bigger than a well dump or a price chart, or the exchange might be a little bit later than what you wanted. They're putting together something so much bigger than just those little things. Um, they're putting together something that new people can come in and feel safe and say, I'm going to buy into this project because it's on Safemoon Swap and I know they've been doxxed. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. If you've been around crypto for a while, that's a big deal. So I feel like people that don't know, don't see the whole picture are the ones that get upset, which is why positions like Jared, part of our Glow team, and Gandalf for Safemoon, the educational part is so important to put the word out, what is going on so people can understand. Uh, Gandalf, what would you say if somebody was new coming into crypto and you can only tell them to read two articles on Safemoon's education? What would be like your top two? What would be like your most important for like a new person coming into crypto? What would you want them to learn?
So before I answer this, I want to just like to go to the point of thought as I just said it, and you said it brilliantly. Yes, I have the kind of stance, and it is generally known that I don't talk about FUD themes when people come up. When they say like, I've heard about this, somebody made a video about that. Why don't you talk about this, Gandalf? Pretty easy. People who do this kind of stuff to actually be talked about are doing this for attention. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, as FUD has originated, changed in a while and just also developed itself in a way, right? There are people who are just having FUD because, as I said, they're missing or having a lack of education. Some people just reading articles which are just faultily created by people and then just having an opinion without researching and doing their due diligence. And then the third group, which is the thought that I'm literally not like talking about, is when people just come around and create things to raise attention, either for the kind of publication, gaining attention for the YouTube channel, whatever that is. So that said, thought itself is nothing which is super bad, but you have to have the rational kind of mind and processing all the stuff rather than just accepting what people are trying to throw you at your feet and just saying something. This is also the same way as some people trying to educate you, right? For example, if I try to educate you, it is always good to make the due diligence and read the article. And for you saying like, which two articles would you just like give the people who are new? The first article, despite anything before anyone in any kind of ways, not regarding of crypto or Safemoon or whatever it is the article on wallet security. This is the first and like most important article I will ever throw at anybody who's just asking me, I'm new to crypto, what should I do? Wallet security and handling of crypto. This is the most important thing that there is. And the second thing that there's coming up, it comes down to that is just a tough question in that way. And it is, it is very rare that you just get me on a point where I don't know how to just answer this because, well, it comes down to the behavior of the people. Imagine there's somebody coming into crypto and trying to make the quick buck. Then you just give him something about bear and bull market as a second article, right? So they understand what it is and what market they're in. If there's somebody saying he want to be into renewable energy or into information, into something which is longevity and just having like something for a long-term plan, then you may be giving them article about products or about long-term investments, chart analysis, something like this as a second article, right? The second thing, in my case, the first article should always be the handling and security of what you're working with, and the second should always be the article that you're giving people to know where they want to head to.
I like it. I love that I stumped Gandalf on something.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Let me see if I can do it again. I got a DM. I won't expose who DM'd me, but I got asked in DM to ask Gandalf, what is a moon partnership? Because Glow is a moon partner of SafeMoon. What is a moon partner, Gandalf?
It's fairly easy. So while we're not giving any kind of description what a moon, comet, and the third partner in this kind of case in particular is for now, it might come up in the near future. We have different kind of tiers of partners being in the system. People speculate in the way that they're saying there might be different kind of models or marketing systems or whatever it is. Basically, it is just a tier system setting partners in a different kind of brackets, but that does not mean that one partner is less valuable than the other partner. For now, we will have to deal with this kind of answer, but for the future, there might be a further explanation to that. But good try.
After your another year stint with SafeMoon, you might need to go. You might could go into politics, Gandalf, because you know very well.
I knew that you would ask this question, despite the DM or not. I knew it.
It wasn't from me. It was from a DM. So
yeah, it was Jason DMing you.
But we are Moon Partners, which is the top tier partner. Just want to point that out. Speaking of Moon Partners, and speaking of Glow, I pinned to the top. We do a lot of giveaways on our show too. We weave them kind of in between our conversation. I pinned to the top for a chance to win 10 billion Glow V2. Like, retweet, and comment hashtag Glow V2, and you got to be in this space to win. I'm gonna make you come up and make sure you're a real person. So yeah, go do that real quick while me and I pick Gandalf's brain a little bit more. So like, retweet, hashtag love you too. Yeah.
No worries. You're always so generous. Just give us a thing on that. Like every time I see a glow space, I always know that they're either a giveaway or talking about something coming in the near future. So you guys, you do you. No worries on that. You can interrupt me for that. No worries.
We gave away 82 billion glow last night. And here's the crazy thing. Thing. It started off with like 20 from one person. This isn't even from like Glow. This is from Working Man, right? He gave away 20. Then Brian said, I'll match that 20. So then it became 40. Then another community member DM'd me and asked my wallet and sent me 42 billion to match theirs. So yeah, this community is kind of insane.
Absolutely.
I wish people were giving away 82 billion Safemoon back in the day, Gandalf. Jeez.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I would have jumped all over that. Of course, Ace did give away a whole bunch of Safemoon back at the beginning of Hints.
Oh yeah.
And I may or may not have been inspired by Ace when I started doing spaces. Just maybe say. But yeah. Okay, what's my next thing that I want to ask Gandalf? Other than who's your favorite partner and why is it Glow? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're right. Growth is wonderful. Now,
whoa. We too love Grove, but I love Glow just a little bit more.
I love them. I love them all for real. And with Glow, I said it before. It is with you. It is more like being the OGs of the kind of coming to the swap and being there, because I remember that like one of the earlier kind of knowledges that I had about this kind of whole area that we're having, right, and all this kind of galaxy that we're building up. I remember that time when that happened. So yeah, well, we know that Enhance was pretty early in there. You were just like coming quick after that, and that was just something which I remember pretty vivid.
And speaking of coming a long way, what a long way Safemoon has come. Because I remember that original roadmap, and it didn't say anything about all these partnerships. It didn't say anything about Connect. It didn't say anything about this card. I don't think it might have. Safemoon has really like grown its roadmap and its ideas of what it's going to do exponentially over the last year. What do you feel is how challenging is it to keep up with education and putting out information with as much as Safemoon, grows and pivots and changes? Is it difficult to keep up with? Do you get like calls and say, okay, now we're doing this, or like how does your role go with all the changes that Safemoon does all the time?
That is actually a brilliant question, because it just goes directly to the same point back about like being with Safemoon and just like having the experience in crypto. Because most of the stuff, especially on educational part, whether it's me, Pulse, Momo, or Cats doing educational stuff, it comes down to personal knowledge and talking about things that we understand our own, right? So while crypto is new for a lot of people, it exists for a longer time, but also has a very kind of bright and big area of things that goes into the development part, and things that go into very old kind of stuff that people did not know about, but now are trying to develop itself to be easier because Web3 is coming and all this kind of stuff is getting updated in a way. So education in that way actually just has to just get along with it and expand its kind of knowledge. For example, if you just would have asked people 5 or 6 years ago about talking about blockchain, that would have guided you to go into any kind of university and listen to somebody talking about the kind of basic systems. While now, when the next layers and the new systems are out after several years, people can explain to you the basic functions, the basics way, because it is written in different kind of encyclopedias and posts and tweets or whatever there is. So people get an idea about the material. So for me, especially on the part that I'm doing, it is important to always be on track with things that come right in front of us before it is known. For example, I tend to evaluate my education not on the way that I'm just rehashing old things or things that are known or maybe just not so broadly known, but I'm trying to bring in the information from the past, from previous systems, combine them with the current state, and just give an outlook to the future. That said, when you're just saying like, how do you go along with the education and the development of Safemoon itself? Safemoon itself is on a massive role of bringing things to the light. As we just said, we have in this delivery phase, right? And we're in this delivery phase and we will deliver. And we will bring things where we try to just change the surface of industries in the later future. That means that we are just doing things differently than others. You see our swap, we're doing things differently than others. We have a system which is already, for example, where you can see the ETH and the BNB, and you know that we're by like soonly adding more chains. That we know that from John saying AVAX and all the stuff coming to that too at some point in degree. And we have the cross chain, the swap and evolve, and all the stuff coming. So with all these kind of things coming, it changes the anticipation and the actual knowledge that people have about traditional systems, because it evaluates itself to become new, something innovational that people don't know about. Nobody has seen or has actually in any kind of way experienced something or will experience something that Safemoon is doing, because Safemoon is trying to do things differently, because technological company will try to do things differently. So in that matter, yes, whenever something comes out, I have to be at least on the way that I can explain the changes that there are. But and not only me, also Pulse, also Moment, also Cats, and everybody in the moderation stuff, we are all on the way to always be on the highest point of information possible at the point when something new comes out, so we can inform people about what this new kind of feature brings. What does it do for Safemoon? What does it do for crypto? And especially for me going into the ways, you might know it, Kat said it already, we're trying to evaluate and expand the kind of knowledge we're just bringing out as we just wait for the website and all the stuff being integrated, and education being just on a new kind of platform as it is, as we just know it being integrated in the normal website in the future. We also work to just evaluate our work and bring it forward to the next level. That means that Kat, who has brilliant and tons of ideas about education, Momo and Pulse doing all this kind of already work, like daily work, which is absolutely nuts. I don't know anybody doing daily kind of logs and information in the lowdown other than us. Like seriously, I don't know anybody doing this kind of work that there is, and the kind of crypto that there is. So imagine now, Legion, at some point, we will literally have more partners. We will have a bigger kind of broad system. We will have our own complete ecosystem. We will have everything that there is. You can imagine how this blows up the kind of education and information and daily knowledge that we're bringing out, right? So yeah, we're just growing with the task that we're making ourselves.
Love it. Okay, it's time for me to tweet this picker and picker this tweet. Let's see if we can give away some glow to some people. All right, tweet loaded. I usually do this in the back end. I'm gonna do this live. So y'all give me just a second.
So. I need some air.
Okay, begin draw. I hope y'all follow the directions. Oh, I have a winner. Screenshot. All right, let me bring this person up. Let's make sure they're in the space. I hate it when people like don't follow the instructions. So this time I put the directions in. So if you get an invite to speak from me right now, accept it. It'll behoove you to accept that invite. Oh, and Jason, who is where is this giveaway? Do you have this in your wallet, or who is this? Where is this 10 billion coming from?
It comes from one of our members. He's actually a moderator for us, Zev. Um, he was blessed by Working Man, has a legendary role in the Glow V2 Discord, and decided to pay it forward. And so the 20 billion glow that will be given away tonight, 10 now and 10 later at your choosing, come from Zev via Working Man. And yes, I hold them. So all they have to do once you verify the winner is to DM me privately, and I will take care of it.
All right. Phoenix Rising 71. Come on up, as they say on Price is Right. You are the next contestant. You have won 10 billion glow as long as you can just come up and prove that you're a real person. Oh, that was quick. Phoenix, how are you this evening?
I'm as real as it gets, and I am doing great. Thank you.
You just won 10 billion glow, my friend.
Outstanding. I appreciate
So
it.
if you weren't already a part of the Glow Nation and the Glow family, welcome. You are now part of our little family. So congratulations.
I have been part of Glow since you came to the Safemoon swap. So
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Thank you very much.
Well, hey, send your information to Jason, and he'll get that over to you, my friend.
Right on. Thank you.
Hey, man, thank you so much for showing up. Okay, have you had a breath yet, Gandalf?
Oh, no worries, man. Always have breath for hours. No worries on that.
I know. I've heard you talk for forever in spaces. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about okay, Safemoon is such a different animal than, its partners. Like for Glow, it's real easy for the entire team to get into a Discord chat and discuss what we need to do, right? Because there's like 6 of us. With moderators, there's maybe 10 of us. So it's real easy to get that together. And it's okay, the guys, this is what we're going to do, and this is what we need to. And Legion, go tweet this, and Jason, go do that, and Jared, go, it's real simple. Safemoon is huge, and people are kind of all over the world. Would you say is Safemoon run more like a corporation? Like, I know it's an LLC, but does it run more like a corporation now? Where you have like your top tier, like John puts out the memo, and then the top tier managers then disseminate that to their teams. Like, how does that work with Safemoon? Because I can't imagine all of you guys getting into like a Discord group or something to talk about the next project or whatever. Like, how does that work with Safemoon? To the best of your ability that you can tell me, but don't tell me anything you're not supposed to, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to give as a disclaimer. Of course, I cannot give you like privates on how the connections in the specific way are. But let me just basically say, it is not distant. It is very close. We can talk to each other. We can just have several kind of areas where we're talking to any kind. Like nobody is having a hierarchy where saying you're not allowed to talk to this or you not have any connection to that person, yada yada. We're still very open. We're working together because it is a team effort. As you're working with like 6 people in a team, it is by us working in a broad, as you said, this is bigger, but it's also the same kind of way. We're still working as a team. Everybody is valued, whether you're just being in this kind of case, and that's what people say, just being a volunteer. A volunteer for us is a valued member. It is not somebody who's just working there for free and staying there. They are important. They're such as important as the people who are hired. So in that kind of case, we're all working together and we have a very open and just a very comfortable structure.
So it's a really big company, but still run like a like us. That's nice to hear that there's no
just
like,
remember,
don't talk to me.
remember Safemoon. Yeah, no, you're actually right. And remember that we're saying like we are family, we are Safemoon. That just goes into every area. As Safemoon is working with the kind of thought and process behind as a venture philanthropy, it is about working together. The human in itself and its element is important. So it wouldn't be wise to just for us have like, okay, cool, we have like 2 or 3 different kind of tiers at the top, and then like, I don't know, 50 people in the corner. Let them just know whenever we have something to tell, right? That's not the way how we just work, and that's not how it should actually work in, because the better to communicate and the better the ways are that you can reach to each other, the better it is in total.
So you don't ever have to worry about John saying, "Don't you know I'm a CEO? How dare you call me?"
He would never do that. He would even just more likely come to me and ask me how I am rather than doing this, because, and that's what I always stress out, like stress a lot of things on into tweets, right? And this is just very important. John is a wonderful CEO. He's caring for us and he's asking about us personally in the way how we just feel and how we are. It is not as people just in this kind of way have the anticipation. It is barely, that's why I'm just like saying, it's barely the way that people are not talking. Yes, everybody has to work, right? He has to work, we have to work. Everybody has to do their job in that kind of position because we're all working together. And this is the only way how this can work, because otherwise it wouldn't, right? If it just would wait on commands and stuff, you have to do your kind of position, your stuff that you're doing, but you're not alone. You're not let alone. You're not like pushed into a corner. You're not just like separated. We are all in this together.
What would you say? Okay, I'm not asking like specific, like I'm not asking you to say blockchain or exchange. I'm not asking that. Overall, next year, what about Safemoon and the community in general, what are you most excited about?
Well, I mean, the first thing is about that, and now that I'm just like hired, as I said, my kind of work focus shifts, right? And I said it for me personally, my aim for the future will be to meet people from the Safemoon army. So I would love to travel to the US, travel around the world and see the people for real. While this is just costly and I have to just look how to just manage this in a way and actually just put it into a time, this is just a personal goal that I have. I want to meet your people. I want to see who the people of the army are and just like basically, if I can, be there in this kind of way, additionally to the things that I normally do. However, on Safemoon itself, on the products and what I'm most excited for, well, the general answer, and people would call it the NEA or whatever answer, would be I'm excited about everything, everything will be great. But I could just tell you, and I said that way like a lot of times before, the features coming out all play together in an ecosystem. Whether we get it sooner or later, it's just all important as it is. People are super excited about the exchange. People are super excited about different things. But for me, 2 things are very, let's just say, positive products in the way that I'm anticipating them. I'm just like really, really hoping to see their impact because they're wonderful. That is, one is global tokenomics, and the second thing that there will be is a card. Because while people just in that kind of case still might not see it on the radar, but the card itself is doing a phenomenal thing that it just provides the possibility to use it with different cryptos. And when you have it in the kind of ecosystem that we have with all the things coming up and the things that people just don't know at this point, it will be just wonderful.
That's the best answer. It's not excited about one thing. It's excited about the ecosystem. It's excited about, at least me personally, it's excited about seeing all of it come together and just become one thing. Because once the whole thing starts running, it's going to be a beautiful little thing that's running with the entire ecosystem all together.
Oh yes.
That's the part that I'm excited about, is seeing all of it running together. Because once you have that exchange, that blockchain, that connect, that card, Project Phoenix, it's almost getting to the point where it's so many things that I'm forgetting projects, because there's, like, I just forgot card. There's so many things going together there. And I think people have missed out about that card. I think the people that are not excited about it were not in those spaces back in the day. Do you remember those spaces we used to have, Gandalf, when we were talking about when Safemoon goes to the moon and we're going to have all this money, and how are we going to send it to our banks, and what are we going to do with it? I remember Stacy, I think it was, she said she contacted her bank and was like, if I put a excess amount of money in my bank all at one time, what's going to happen? They're like, oh, we'll close it because we'll think it's fraud. Something like the Safemoon card kind of gets around that. So it's almost like Safemoon was listening to all those early day spaces and all the things that we were concerned about, and said, okay, I got you. We got something for that. Does that sound about right? That sound about
Well,
right?
yeah, I remember these times, and I also remember these times when people were saying at what kind of price they've seen it left, right, and doing the speculations. And to imagine that it is just 1 year that this kind of discussion just arise out of nowhere, right? You just got to remember, it feels like it has been like 10 years or 12 years ago that we have discussions, right? But I mean, the rational thought itself comes to mind when you just think about this kind of processes. Yeah, when you have the card, and that's what people say and they will do, and I most likely will also do it, right? When I have this card and I can use it, there's no need for my kind of position that I have of investment to take them out. Why? Because I can use the card. That is basically just like the kind of sentiment that people are looking forward, right? Other people are saying, okay, cool, then I could just use the card also with other cryptos. I could just put them on there, just don't have to use the safe one. Well, that's true. And these kind of things, and they are all known, and that's not a secret, right? But back in the day, we didn't have this information, we didn't have this kind of structure of thoughts, or maybe just to call it better, this kind of plan for the future. And now it is different because the scene that the products are coming into play, you see the way that we're approaching things and trying to make things better for the future. And we're actually trying to do things the way that it suits the people. And it was also there in the past, but the communication, the design, the evaluation of the work, the communication that we're having with the public, and actually the showing of that shows that at this point, most of these discussions don't arise anymore about price discussions or whatever, because people don't think about that. People know that for a fact. They're waiting for volume, they're waiting for existing things to come up, they're waiting for product and the ecosystem itself to be established. And they know once these things come, and once you have this ecosystem that we're saying, at that point, they will see how the ecosystem works, how the kind of things that people dream of, thought of, for example, of volume, reflections, partners, complete working together, will just work out at that manner. And when we just get to that point, I can most likely think of that people will start to discuss about their dreams and how to reach that and what will happen. But I mean, I got to be honest, it's crypto, right? So people will still, at the kind of moment, for example, right now, when they see a certain chart rising, start to have this kind of beliefs. Can we reach this? Can we reach that? Can we just the all like the old all-time high discussions? Or, and this is for the like very old people in crypto, and especially I mean with DeFi old, not total crypto old. You might remember the pictures of the actual kind of like doors and the blood under that, where the zeros were scratched off, right? Like 1-0 done next door, getting that. I've seen that picture coming up lately again. So yeah, we're still in the way that we're just most likely, and that is the thing that a lot of people do. They're sneaking up, they're looking at the price, looking at the chart, where they're saying price doesn't matter for most of the people. some people still look at that, and I still try to educate people and say, like, don't look at the price, wait for everything to happen in a good way.
It's fun to look at the price, though. It's fun to look at it. Like, right, I've been watching it all day, and it's climbing up to that 8, and now it's 8-1. It's fun. It's fun just to look at it. It's the human condition, right? You can't help
Well,
it.
to be honest, and I'm real, that's not in me, it's some kind of like miracle story or whatever. I seriously don't look at the price at all. And I stopped, like at the beginning, I did that too. Even when I was a volunteer, I did that from time to time too. But I stopped with that, I think, in August last year. I think that was the time, even when we had this so-called super drops and dips and whatever that was, right? I did not really care because I knew for a fact that the time will tell. And yes, of course, it is hard to know this if you're just in that kind of case sitting there and then the next day you're seeing a drop or going down or whatever. But as it is with all investments that you are, either you're in and you believe in the project or not. But if you know that it is a long-term project with a long kind of term and aim for like returning the impact at some kind of point as we do it, right? You gotta wait. It's not something which happens overnight. And all these people say like it happens like millionaire overnight and all the thoughts. I mean, since that happened with several kind of projects that were outside, people still hope that it happens, but most of the people are realistic.
That is a good point. Like, because when I'm looking at Glow, I'm looking at volume. I don't really look at price.
Now, can I kick it? Thank you. Yeah, I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really want to go punch, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised.
Going down, because, and I also going to get this, and this coming through. So really, people could look at the same with Safemoon if they see the price, plummet, some whale drops or whatever. At the end of the day, it's not really going to matter because you still have X, Y, and Z, things that are coming out. So right now, Gandalf's right. it doesn't really matter that much right now. The only thing that really matters is, are things going to come out? And yeah, they are. So that's the important part.
Yeah, of course. And as you say it in this way, and I actually just think the same way. I mean, innovation and actually doing things right takes some time. And why people, and that's the thing, like people call it paper hands, people call it people losing the kind of, let's just say, patience. I see it more in the way that patience is always the key to success, and in everything that there is. The only thing that you have to decide on this way is whether you want to have the patience or not. And this comes down to the way how you deal with your kind of investments in your system and whatever you do, right? Because not everybody is patient. Not everybody want to wait 5 or 10 years. They want to have it like quickly or doing trading or whatever there is. So yeah, while there are people who don't want to wait, the people who wait will always see the good things, because in general, people waiting for good things to happen will just see all cycles, good and bad. People switching out left right will most likely only see the cycles that they participate in and can miss out on very important cycles. And that's what I try to explain to people, rather not seeing this as a financial advice, but more as a kind of rational thought process. If you're in something, because for example, with Safemoon and all the dips, right? They saw the dips, they say, okay, I'm selling because it's going down. You've been 1 year into a project, and then because the whale just sells out, you decide to just change your kind of orientation. The thing that I just ask people when they come to me and say to me that everything is seeming bad, I'm asking them if they're investing because they want to just make the quick win, or are they investing because of the longevity of the project and their kind of thought process behind it. And this is just something that a lot of people learn now in crypto. A lot of people who started being into Safemoon, into other kind of cryptocurrencies in the last year and still are around in crypto, not turned into photos and not turned into anything negative that you want to name it. They understood that it comes down to being patient and wait. Yes, there are some projects which are faulty, some things that happen where just things in the world happen that just like breaks down any kind of investment that people have. We saw them recently, but that's always the thing, which goes back to the same. Only invest what you're willing to lose and what you can afford, and don't invest money that you don't have. Just don't do any kind of crazy loan theory strategies, whatever there is. And as long as you can just keep to these kind of things, it is always healthy. And there's nothing more worse than just waking up and having the fear that your money is gone, and you always have to check it, and you don't know how the next day might look.
Agreed. And I'm gonna bring Jason has a question, and I'm also so we need to get people back in here. If everyone could retweet the space, and I just put up another chance for another 10 billion glow. This one has another caveat. You've got to be following at Glow Token LLC. So you got to follow the official Glow Token Twitter account to be eligible to win. So I pinned that to the top. You guys go do that stuff for me real quick. Retweet space out. And Jason.
Yeah, sure. So Gandalf, I want to circle back to a couple of the things that you mentioned earlier. One being um, both Safemoon and Glow trying to reach out into the community and not just make the tokenomics about the investors, which is obviously very important, but having some kind of a positive influence, out there in the world. And there's an old saying, if you bring enough people up to where they want to be, you'll automatically be where you want to be. And I think, from what I'm hearing from you, you definitely sound like you have that mantra, if you will. I know everybody at Glow does. You also mentioned regulation a couple of times earlier. Um, do you favor regulation? And whether if so or if not, how do you feel that that is going to affect the crypto industry? Because as we all know, regulation is coming, whether we like it or not. Your thoughts on the next 12, 18 months as regulations in the United States, in the UK, and in different parts of the world all start to kick in. Do you see that being a negative, or do you see it being a positive as people feel more secure with the regulations that will eventually be brought on?
So first of all, just gotta say it in a personal note because that's important to me. I love you as I love you as I love Legion and Brian and Glow itself, and you know that. And you are having the same kind. You just described the mindset that there is, and I'm actually having that. I for myself said always, and I'm always saying this. And when you notice, I said that at the beginning of the space too. I'm not that special guy, and I'm saying that for my own kind of value because I'm doing the things to help others, and I try to help them every day. And when I can help people, I know that this helps us all. So in that kind of case, there's no kind of way for me to see me because of any kind of following number of position in the work or whatever, to see me any different than anybody else who's in this room. So that said, while I'm having this kind of thought process, my biggest kind of mantra or aim or however you want to call it is to bring joy, happiness, and education to the people. If I can bring that to just at least one person, whether I have 1 or 20,000 followers, doesn't matter. It just like serves the purpose of what I'm trying to do. So yeah, trust me that I'm exactly on the same kind of page. And it is the thing, if you do good, you will receive good. That is always the thing that is always the same. But in that case, I don't anticipate the good. And if it happens, I'm even more excited about that. But that's the thing, if you just do something without waiting to get something back, that is how I see it. About regulation, yes, I am like I wouldn't say favor, but it would definitely be something which is good. And I want to just like get onto the explanation that I'm normally doing about regulation because it is and people say it is a complicated kind of thing to talk about, but it is not. Because in that kind of way, when regulation comes, it comes and you cannot stop it. It will happen. It will happen in a way that it will affect the whole crypto market, and it will happen that it will change things. That is just period. It will. There's no way that you can get around it. There's no way that you can just stop it. It might not affect anything regarding being anonymous, having DeFi wallets which are not attached to anything, right? But out of my kind of perspective and view, and this is, I'm going to say it and repeat it, my personal view, this is nothing which is confirmed. This is nothing which I can just say will happen in this way. But this is my personal kind of way how I see it and what I think will happen with the regulation. So what I'm seeing is that the current countries and governments are currently looking into the kind of systems and looking at projects, looking at exchanges in any kind of way where systems like stable coins or big kind of companies are sitting, opening the option to just like on-ramp money and bring it into crypto, and then just give people the opportunity to buy crypto. So while they cannot destroy or ban or whatever crypto, which is also my personal opinion, right? I think that they cannot do anything. It is too late. So crypto is here and will never go. But the thing is, how will crypto work out? How will they just work out with this kind of things, and how will they work out with the actual global adoption of crypto? And this is the thing which you have to think about. Regulation seems so a lot of people saying like, okay, cool, they're coming in, they're putting taxes on 20 different things, and then we're having like zero like dollars, euros out of our investment. Cool story. No, it's not. Regulation is there to stop any kind of black market action on money or any way that money gets just like going and just washed in whatever in any kind of way of manipulation. That is the thing what regulation tries to stop. How do they want to do it? Well, they would have to have any kind of knowledge on the open market. So in that way, regulation itself is a kind of way to get a foot from companies, financial sectors, or whatever it is, and just regulating money into the crypto. How do they do this? Well, they could go and create their own exchange, their own blockchain, their own system, saying every trading has to go over this route. But since all is such a developed space right now, that won't happen either, because that would be just a waste of resources and people wouldn't just go over that way, because you cannot limit like companies, because you would just get into politics and the market. So how do you do it? What I think is will happen will be this way. There will be countries or financial sectors or whatever come in, and they will look at the stable coins as they are, because we know, and I just talked about that in the labs, the stable coins are the basic system to be the combination and creator between the cryptocurrency and the fiat currency. So you would just either have to go about like on the one way to just exchanges in the swap, or if you buy crypto itself, it most likely takes the fees out of that through a stable coin or whatever, and processes that over a DEX or whatever that is. So the most rational thought process that would happen is, and they're currently trying to develop that, as it is known from what I researched myself. For example, Germany is working on a stable coin, England is working on a stable coin. All these countries are working on just to test it. The financial sector itself, for example, the D Euro, the GBP, and all the stuff that there is, they're trying to look into ways to create this kind of thing. Why? Because, and this is again my opinion, nothing confirmed, and I think that it might happen this way. It could be totally wrong, but that is what I think. I think that this regulators and all the systems that are coming up, they're looking at all the platforms, looking for all the licenses, looking for all the kind of things happening. And once everything is just checked, everything is just done in the right way, regulated, everybody has given their papers, is officially up and in any kind of way, they're trying to bring their stablecoin into the system. Why? Because companies and financial governments want to have a possibility to earn and profit on trades and things that they are. So while they can do this on the actual win with taxes, which would definitely happen in this on the kind of way to move forward, right? For example, if you invest in something and they just put in like a flat tax of 20%, 25%, that would just give them a profit over the kind of margin that you made as a win, right? But not everybody is going to be a millionaire. Not everybody is going to make huge amounts. So they would still want to have more compared to what they already just get. So in that case, I think that they would try to bring in any kind of way of connection that their stablecoin will be the middleman for every transaction happening. That way, they will have the possibility to know who is trading, from where it's coming out, and who is just paying it out, because you would have to sell out the stablecoin to just get it out there. B, they would just have to have every kind of fee happening, or a portion of a fee, or whatever there is, whether it's their stablecoin or for any kind of public platform. So they get a portion of every trade that there is, and this fee is way more than the tax would pay in, because all the day traders, everything happening all the time, just a fraction of that fees, if they get that, even if they don't have their own stablecoin and only getting a fraction through regulation, will give them the possibilities to make millions and just get into the system. And even if the worst case for them would only be to get like any kind of creating any kind of license or paper or whatever that companies or exchanges or systems have to buy to actually be legitimated to open trade and have trade in every country, right? So some kind of a paper of confirmation. Even if it is that thing would be the minor thing to not change the kind of surface of crypto, but it would literally lead to millions and millions of dollars generated for the regulators, and actually making crypto open for world adoption. That means banks and everything can just go on the legal way. It would flood the market with trillions of dollars and go into the way that everything is open. And that way, it just takes some time, maybe not 1 or 2 years, but maybe 5 to 7 years. But there will be some point where this kind of cake of fees and money will be divided for at least the regulators to get a small portion, whether it's their own product or getting a portion of the system, right? But in the end, regulators and all the financial systems will get their portion that they want to. And this is totally fine. The kind of outcome of that will be, if it has to do with some kind getting docs projects out or docs systems out, that, and this is also an idea which is not by me, but by a lot of people, that 98% of all crypto projects, which are basically not docs, not openly saying their name or whatever, will instantly wipe out, because either they have to decide to give information out about their name, because every financial system will know where your millions of your systems are, or it will literally just break down. So in that kind of way, yes, regulation is, in my kind of idea and understanding, not only a necessary process, but a good thing, because we want to be, if you regulate it, you can do it on an open base. You can have a bigger kind of audience to actually take part in the things that you do. And it is legal, or more like, you're not saying legal, but legally advised and open to people. And that just opens the way for people to accept this new kind of financial freedom and actually have the possibility to be a part of a so-called new world currency.
I completely agree with you 100%. that's kind of one of those questions that kind of made me want to come up here. As far as regulation goes, I think it's a necessity to remove the fear. And the way you put it was perfect to kind of give like the explanation behind what I mean by that. Once you actually have regulation into play, you know, it opens the market to, I mean, bukus of more investors. So I completely agree on that standpoint. And by the way, hey Gandalf.
Hey man, good to hear you.
Good to hear you, man. I've been in the space the whole time. I just wanted to step back
I
and
saw you
listen.
down there. I thought that at some point when this question might come up, you will be definitely jumping up. But I know how you think, and that's what I'm saying. That Glow is actually a wonderful project because you took the initiative to be open, to be there, and just from the beginning say, look, that's us, and we're doing this, and no kind of hidden things like. No kind of like schemed faces and no kind of names or whatever there is. So that is just the wonderful approach that you guys took. And that is why I'm also rooting for you guys, because what you're doing is something good for the people while still being open and just seeable for the people who it actually is and who is working with this and who is doing this. Because I mean, especially on charity, and I don't want to open that kind of jar of discussion in here, but you know exactly what I mean when I say when people start doing charity and all this kind of like giant corporations that they do that in the real world, only on Web 2, and where you just pay $100 and only 70 bucks, like 70, 60 bucks just goes onto the target destination. And that's the thing that I'm just saying. It's all like horror stories, and we all know the kind of things. But crypto is giving the opportunity to show people legit and transparent the things that you do on a blockchain and every system that there is, while having the opportunity to actually go and do what you wish to do and actually just follow the path that you wish to do and be a healthy company.
Oh, I completely agree with you. And, speaking of what you just spoke about, as far as charities go, I was actually talking to a radio show the other day, and they were mind blown about learning about the DeFi space and learning about crypto. And it was amazing that they had no idea that there was even a possibility that, a charity existed with crypto. So, there's so much potential and it can be spread so far. So I just can't wait to see, where the future goes, not only with Safemoon, with us, with all these projects. I mean, I think regulation will make it to where, it finally cleans up the crypto space. I know it's one of those touchy topics, but, it's just one of those things that I think in the end will benefit.
Absolutely. And as you just might have known or heard it in the last week, I mean, they confirmed it nationwide that in Germany, for example, holding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and most likely all of the legit coins that are out there are basically tax-free after 1 year, which was known before, but now it is just like widely spread and confirmed. So if they go on with that kind of confirmation, I'm totally into regulation. I have no problem. And you can bet that I won't change my kind of place where I'm living until I just like at least have seen it anywhere else. Because that's the thing about crypto itself, right? As I said, you got to see the opportunities and see the uprise in the future. And saying on Safemoon, I would love to tell so much about this, but I'm seriously saying it in this way. I cannot wait for the future to come. And this is just one of the moments where you just sit there and hope that you could just have some kind of a clock where you can just literally turn the kind of time forward and see how it looks in a year or two or whatever time frame you wish to just move it forward. And I never thought that I would be in this kind of situation, but I am. Trust me, I am in this. And not only for us.
Oh, exactly. And, one of the things is, like, for example, dealing with banks. Banks right now are the toughest people to deal with when it comes to, owning a cryptocurrency, trying to start up a LLC, going through all the paperwork, the processes. It's a lot to open a legitimate business that is with a cryptocurrency. Uh, there is struggles that go by daily that we're constantly overcoming with, the accountants, attorneys, stuff like that. But there's always ways that we make it work. And I think, like I said, I think there will be future benefits. I'm curious to see how they're going to go about it. I think that's going to be the scary part. That's the part that has me nervous on, how they're going to go about regulation. But once there's something set in place, I think it could potentially, bring crypto to a whole new world, a whole new level. So the future is bright. The future is huge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I can understand the kind of fear, and especially on your kind of position, it is definitely a different fear than me because I am not the holder of a company. So in that kind of way, I'm just like sitting there and saying like, hopefully my company does it right. But I know for a fact that Safemoon is going every way, as we just know, to get in every kind of compliance and regulation, everything working out in a good way. And you guys do it too. But what I can think, and just that is the thing, I don't think that people should fear regulation. The only thing that people should fear or maybe just think about is the idea of not only how it is going down, but what kind of standards they want to just push forward. And this is the thing with regulation itself. It is not so about the kind of way on how they just bring it out to you. For example, say like in the future, you have to give us this kind of money because in crypto and that kind of stuff to do, right? I think that this is not the problem. The problem will be that they don't understand the use of crypto. That is the thing which happened already before. They don't know what crypto is. They think it is a virtual money, but has no kind of counterpart, has no kind of real value, and therefore don't acknowledge that. And regulation is trying to find a base where they can not only acknowledge that, but find a knowledge base so the people that they understand, okay, cool, you're having this bank there, you can put like 40% of your bank reserves into this kind of system in crypto, and when you put it in there, you can create your benefit, right? For example, you now know that they're currently, I mean, at least in Germany, it is that way, right? They're not giving any kind of interest on your holdings. They're giving you even minus percentage on the holdings on your bank if you have a certain amount too high, right? I'm far away from that amount, but like six-figure numbers on the bank account would give you a minus percentage on what you're holding on because they give you negative interest, right? So that's how they're just working with us right now because they cannot pay it. They don't have any reserves for this. So what they did is, like, that's the traditional things of banks, right? They put the money that they have because banks have to create any kind of money, right? Whether it is through giving out loans or actually investing money into dividend or stocks themselves. So while the current world situation is not that good, as we all know, they're all on a negative kind of portion. Well, crypto could actually just solve this. Imagine if like banks take 40 or 30% of what they have as an investment value open from the kind of money that they have, right? And put it into a vetted, fully secure stablecoin. That would happen that these kind of stable coins, they would not just be like on 1% or 2% or 3%, what they would normally get from stocks or whatever there is, or maybe 6% recurrent. They could be like 10%, 12%, 14%. That would be a different kind of thing. And this kind of financial stuff, and that's why I'm also saying this, and this is also known for a long time, why I'm saying that I'm rooting for XRP to finally just bring that thing over there, because once that is done, we will see major changes in the world too. Because that is what it's all about. It is about having the global adoption in a way that it is useful for everyone. And regulation have to find a way, whether they're not making everybody a millionaire instantly, or not on the other way, kill out the possibility to have a future new currency situation, but also not on missing out. And this kind of triangle of problems, when they can solve this, then you will see changes in the world. And I don't think that it in any way will affect any companies who are legit doxed and actually showing what they're doing in the way that they're presenting their cryptocurrency like Glow or Safemoon, because that is why we're working now on being transparent. So later on, you won't have problems.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys a second to catch your breath. I've got a winner. I've got to bring up real quick. Mr. DeFi Phoenix Steve, can you come up real quick, sir? Can you request to speak? And I have a couple people I brought up as speakers. If you guys have questions, please put your hands up so I know that you have a question to ask. Mr. DeFi Steve, can you come up for a second? I think you're a real person. I've been following you for a while and you follow me. So I think you're real. I just want to make sure. DeFi Steve.
You're talking about the thing about following again.
It's so important, Gandalf. It's so important.
For what? Like for me following you?
No, just to know people love you. That's what's.
So you're not. Well, you didn't even notice, but that's totally fine.
Oh, for real? The
I can
Gandalf
remove
followed
it
me?
if you wish. I can
Gandalf
remove it if
followed
you
me.
wish
Oh my
to.
god. Oh, it's the best day ever. I'm gonna cry. Thank you, Gandalf. Thank you, Gandalf.
Not for that. I mean, that's the first time you didn't ask for it, so therefore I gave it. See, that was a secret for your kind of position.
Gandalf. DeFi Phoenix. Okay, I had Steve come up, but he's wrong. Steve. DeFi Phoenix. I see you hearting. I see your yellow background. I see your big smiling face. I've sent you an invite to come up, or send me a DM. Because you won 10 billion glow. Oh, there you are. Trying to request the mic, but it won't let me. Okay, so I have a winner. He can't come up, but he's a real person. He just DM'd me. Everyone say congratulations to DeFi Steve. He won 10 billion. I'll get him in touch with Jason, and we'll get him hooked up. Okay, so congratulations to you, Mr. Steve. Other Steve, sorry. Oh, wait, there you are. Are you there? Are you there? Hold on. Wait. Steve, are you there? It's a speaker. You gotta love Twitter. Someone save us. All right, Steve, we'll get you taken care of. We also have that came up Neil from Enhance. Okay, so two things. And he's here to tell you about a show he has coming up. But I also want to tell you about something else. Speaking of partners, something else cool that Enhance Community is doing. Paul he's a community manager from Enhance. We had them Enhance. We had him. No, I'm getting mixed up. I'm getting
Evergreen.
Evergrow and my Enhance mixed up. Neil,
Hang
go
on one
ahead.
minute. Let me provide a little clarification.
There you go.
We had Paul on from Evergrow Coin
There you
last
go.
night.
I'm getting my
He
Evergrow.
had,
So many partners. I'm getting mixed up.
I know, and they're all wonderful. We had him on last night. He had the intent to come on at the top of the second hour today. Accidentally forgot that he had already had plans for a special dinner with his grandfather. So here at Glow, I know family first is an absolute motto. So it's absolutely okay for him to do that. But we are going to go ahead with a little bit later on the 500,000 Evergrow coin giveaway. I do feel like we would have hit our 100 mark, if we haven't already, have we not had a little technical issues or whatever. Um, and Mr. Enhanced Neil is with us. I wanted to bring him up for a couple of reasons. One, great guy. Two, great project. Three, also a Safemoon partner. And four, we will have him on a special edition of Glownation on Friday at 5 p.m. So, Mr. Neil, why don't you come and tell us a little bit about your project? Just give us a brief rundown on it and ask Mr. Gandalf or Brian or anyone else any questions you may have.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me in today. Just kind of sandwiched in between two appointments that I had. But yeah, excited to be here. Excited to see Brian again. Thanks for talking to me the other morning. Looking forward to that conversation to flesh out. But yeah, sorry, you asked me two questions. So Enhance is a Safemoon partner where we are temporarily off the swap because we just upgraded to version 3 of our token. Version 2 is when we got on Safemoon swap. Version 3 is actually a whole other animal. We're growing. Really, we have this big mission. I'm a community member, part of the E unit, an educator for the project, and we're taking on a whole new mission because we've always had two missions, right? That was to escort Safemoon safely to the moon, and to be a valuable independent asset as well. And we're just realizing as a group of people, our community that I'm a part of, and the core team, as great as they are, we want to unite DeFi as a whole. And so we are about to have cross-chain NFTs and a cross-chain token that both can be staked, and a lot of other things. NFT marketplaces. We got business revenue generated tokenomics. We're trying to self-automate as a token. So all holders, all they got to do is kick back and enjoy as we do all the different initiatives that we have, like Operation Forever Fuel being a good example of that. Over the course of our NFT project, the Enhanced Apes, we're going to be spending $1 million on solar and mining equipment just to self-automate liquidity and buy and burns forever. So, I mean, there's a lot going on in the Enhanced world, but it's Safemoon Army forever. Our whole project was started out of a love for Safemoon. So I love being up here with Gandalf. He's been someone I followed for a year now, and I've benefited from learning and growing from his spaces. And that's who Enhance is. I mean, like, if Ace was up here, he'd probably say a whole 10 other things, because the thing is that we just have a lot going on. We got a solar panel company, NFT marketplace about to launch, staking about to go live. It is live, but with a DApp coming soon. Yeah, I mean, that was the elevator pitch, if you will. But we really want to unite DeFi. We want to spread love, not FUD. We love the ecosystem that Safemoon has built and the amazing projects that are on it, like you guys, Bo, Brian, Jared, and the whole team have done something really incredible. But yeah.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you giving everybody a rundown on that. And also, it's also important to note that you have a new, would you call it an educational style series, or and that's one of the reasons why we're having Enhance and Neil on a special Friday show, because they have so many great things going on. They really need that time. I just asked him to come on tonight because it tied into Safemoon and because it tied into his show on Friday. But tell us briefly about the series that you have coming up and how Glow and other things are tied into that.
Yeah, so we have a new YouTube channel, Enhanced Media, and I am one of 6 scheduled shows that are going to be on there. And John, our lead over that whole project, will be with us on Friday. I think he's planning on teasing a little bit more, but I have one show that's kind of launching this whole thing off. And my co-host is actually down there, Morgan. I know a lot of you probably, if you've been in the Safemoon Army as long as I have, know Morgan very well. She's my co-interviewer. We have a show called Breaking the Ice in DeFi. Can I say what we're doing on Sunday? Is that allowed or no?
Go for it.
Awesome. Really excited. We're gonna have Brian and Shane from Glow on our show on Sunday at 4 p.m. and we'll talk more about it on Friday on your guys' show here as well. But our show, Breaking the Ice in DeFi, is something a little different than is being done currently. I got to interview Cats R Us, and as Gandalf might remember that, on our show before it became a show. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to tell people stories. We're going to get to talk to Brian and Shane and ask them about, hey, where did you come from? Who are you? Why are you interested in cryptocurrency, and why is it important to you? And why is what you're doing at Glow something important in this space? And how is it building adoption? And what does DeFi mean? We get to know their stories and how that translates into where cryptocurrency and Web3 development and DeFi. And not people are doing that right now. I haven't seen really anybody else just asking the questions of, hey, where did you come from? We just had a show last week with our CEO. He's been playing hard to get with me for a little while. We had the rest of the core team on, except for Z, because he's our developer, and it's hard to nail down those guys because they're always working hard. But we actually have to make it a 2-parter with him, because we didn't even get to cryptocurrency because he just let out his whole past. He didn't hold anything back. It was an incredible episode. We really got to hear his background and his some of his more illicit activities before getting saved as a Christian. We talked about all of it. It was pretty crazy. So that's the show we're doing. I think it brings a new element to the space, because reality is behind every one of our accounts, there's a real person. Not every one of us, I guess there's plenty. And those people are what makes decentralization. And Breaking the Ice in DeFi show every Sunday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And media's difficulties, but we're working those out. But yeah.
Okay, we're having a little technical difficulties. Neil, thank you so much for coming up. Thank you for that show Friday, and thank you for having Glow on your show Sunday. And I think it's going to be a series of them. There's going to be a couple of us, so we're gonna talk. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm missing my co-host. We're trying to get back in.
That's okay.
But we're working here. We're working. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta love Twitter, right?
You're absolutely right, Legion. We're going to actually have Glow on a few different times over the next couple months, and going to get to know a lot of your team. I'm very excited about it because, Gandalf over there knows this ecosystem is a powerful ecosystem full of great projects and great people. And I'm excited to be able to help tell that story and tell you all y'all's stories. So, for sure, man.
And speaking of partners, I am about to load a tweet here right now. Jason, are you back to where you can speak again? Jason?
Yeah, I think I got you now, brother.
Okay. Can you tell them what they can win for this tweet I'm putting out right now?
Yes. Like I said, we had Evergrow going on last night because of all of the positive influence and the way everybody was just piling in and being so giving. And they had not planned to do any type of giveaway during the show. But in talks with him, he was just so motivated. And I got really nice comments from everybody, Cody, Paul, and Frank that were on yesterday. He was just so motivated by the giving community that we have and our goal to, if anybody, any one of us comes up, it's our desire to have everyone come up with us. So he had offered if we had 100 people tuning in tonight to give away a 500 million EGC tokens. Again, he thought he would be able to make it. There was a little scheduling conflict. Man of his word, when I reached out to him today to confirm, wanted to do that. We were on track to hit it if we didn't earlier before we had the little technical difficulties. So we're going to go ahead and do. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do what he requested to do. And because we're running a little short on time, we'll go ahead and give the 500 million Evergrow coin tokens away in the way that they asked. And Mr. Legion can tell you a little bit more about that. I'm sure he's going to post it, but it's going to involve following Paul, because as far as I know, he Evergrow Paul, he put that up personally, and following the Evergrow official site. So
that is correct. So it's going to be for a chance to win 500 million Evergrow coin. Like, retweet, and comment #GlowV2. It must be in space to win. I need to put that in there. Must be following Evergrow Paul 810 and Evergrow coin EGC. That tweet is going out now. I'm gonna pin it to the top here. While I do that, I'm gonna ask our CEO Brian if he would talk for a second, since this is a Glow space hosting. Brian, can you tell all the kids at home that might not know what Glow is? What in the world is that token? It's just that thing on the Safemoon swap, and I don't know what it is. What is Glow?
Oh man, question of the day. No, I'm just kidding. So Glow is it's a charity, a lottery, a passive income. It's a little bit of everything. Our goal is to try to bring light to the DeFi, as kind of what Gandalf was saying earlier. We want to always fully dox, let everybody know, full transparency about every little thing that we do. I guess people that doesn't know about our coin, we are a passive income token that gives the community back BUSD, 10% of every buy and sell transaction. The cool thing about it is there is no transfer tax. Never has been, never will be. No transfer tax. So if you ever, I'll put it this way: once we get listed on exchanges, you know that'd be something pretty cool to keep in mind. Uh, Also, my well, one of the fun parts of the job is the daily lottery. Definitely quite enjoyable. I actually just gave that out not too long ago. So every day we do $100 daily lottery. We give out a random holder who is holding at least $20 worth of glow, and we use the Safemoon chart, our swap chart. So anybody that's ever wondering how to qualify, follow the Safemoon chart for Glow V2. And as long as you have $20 worth of Glow V2, you qualify and for your chance to win in the daily lottery. Also, we do a $10,000 lottery. As soon as our lottery wallet fills up to $10,000, we will pick one random lucky holder to win $10,000. So far, we have given away $60,000 in $10,000 lotteries. So it's definitely a fun experience. Great feeling. Always enjoy that. And then my favorite part, we are a charity that gives to a charity of the community's choice. So what we do every month, we take community suggestions. They place them into our Discord. The team goes through. We select. Well, really, it's such a group effort. So every one of the charities that is suggested to us, it gets passed into the moderators. The moderators go through, look at it. We all decide. We pick 5 of the charities after we kind of do basic research on it. We post it out for the, I guess the actual vote itself, and why everything is getting voted on. We are in the background doing the vetting process. We are going through. We are contacting or anybody that's a candidate. We get the background. We try to see if they'll come on, do a an actual podcast with us, or a recorded conversation, live meeting, anything that kind of gives the community exactly what the funds will go to. We do our best to try to let people know every aspect of where their donation is went. And so for every one of the the investors, or you know anybody that supports the community, please go vote. You can go to our website and go vote. Right now, I believe there is 5 charity candidates this month. Go to the charity portal on the website and select one of the charities, and you'll be a part of a great experience. So I guess I did a terrible job because it kind of caught me off guard. Not really, because Legion kind of warned me. So the tokenomics of Glow V2, 10%, like I said, it goes back to BUSD. 1% goes to charity. 1% goes to lottery. 2% goes to marketing, and then 1% liquidity. So, any questions? I kind of totally jacked that one up.
Oh no, you're fine, and you did great, and we really appreciate all that you do, and our core team too. I really can't say enough about the core team. Jacob, Miss Candy, Mr. Jared. If I'm forgetting somebody, and I'm fired tomorrow, y'all know why. Also need to do a special shout out to our mod team. Absolutely amazing group of people. I mean, they monitor all of the socials. They put up with me. They, but there's a very welcoming group of folks, and they're so knowledgeable. Not any one person can know everything, but what they don't know, which will be few and far between, we will find out for you in very short order. So while Mr. Legion is in the background doing all of his really cool stuff, quick programming note. Again, we are going on Thursday. We're going to be featuring EJ with Ever Reflect. That's going to be a really good show. As Neil said, he is going to come on and hang out with us on Friday. Both of those spots will be 5 Central. There may or may not be some prizes given away in those. You're just going to have to tune in and find out. And then the following Monday, if you're a fantasy sports person, if you like fantasy sports, or if you just like crypto and you're looking for an interesting new project, the DFS Mafia um, will be on the show with a special announcement on Monday the 30th. That will also start at 5 Central. And they got a really cool setup, especially if you're into daily fantasy sports, or maybe you're not, and you just understand how much money DraftKings and FanDuels and, all the big uh, bookies, so to speak, out there are doing. This is a really, really neat project that kind of ties in DFS with the crypto space. So it's when I started checking into it, I got to know Dan. He goes by the Don, obviously, because it's mafia related. And for those of you wondering, yes, they are out of New York, so it's a cool kind of tie-in. But we got a lot of great programming coming up. If you represent a project, you want to be considered for Glownation spot, you can always reach out to me, and we can have a conversation. Mr. Legion, how you doing, buddy? You ready? He is not ready. So, what we're going to do.
I just had to find my mute button. I'm here. I'm looking for somebody in the space. His name is. There he is. Jason. Your name is just Jason, and you got a cool little Crift photo in your bio. Can you come up, please, Mr. Jason? You're the lucky person. Jason, please tell me you're real. Please tell me you can come up, because you just won 500 million. That's no joke, and you're part of the crypto community, which we love. Jason, are you here? You just won 500 million Evergrow.
Bro, that's so funny. I just
Ooh.
retweeted that like 50 seconds ago. I never win anything. That's awesome. Thanks.
You just hit it then, dude, because I just did the drawing like, I don't know, 49 seconds ago. So
right on, man.
dude,
Thank you.
And if you haven't yet, if you don't have any Evergrow, go do the math on 500. Well, I guess you'll see it in your wallet in a minute. Jesus, dude, you just won.
I already
So,
did the math.
Jason,
I've got a bunch in my wallet already too.
cool. I'm happy we get to add to your bag, sir. So, Jason, if you would message Jason, your OX, he'll get you hooked up, and that's from Paul from
Jason
the
said-
Evergrow community.
Awesome.
Working man, I see you. What you got, buddy?
Thank you.
Hey, let's do something fun today. You there?
What you want to do fun, working man?
So, I'm always giving to all the investors. I very seldom give anything to the mods. So, let's do something funny. Let's have the mods, after this is over, post up a funny picture, and we'll see which one can make me laugh, and I'll give them 40 in B&D and Smart Chain.
And you want to do that in the Discord, right?
Discord, yeah.
And if you guys have not joined our Discord yet, please go do that now, because wonderful, lovely people like Working Man are in there. And our community is very giving, and they're also very open to answer questions and lots of education there in the Discord as well. And we usually have we also do a lot of music usually when we're doing giveaways, and we have a lot of dance parties in there. So thank you, Working Man, for being just generally amazing. We appreciate you as always.
No problem. I just think, like I said, I'm always giving away to the holders like me and stuff like that, people that hopefully I can help out and stuff like that. But the mods need some special attention. They do a lot. They handle a lot. No matter what time of day it is, there's always one on there. You might have to wait 20 minutes, but they're there. And that's amazing.
Thank you, Working Man. Thank you. You are amazing.
So, yeah, let's have some fun. Let's have the mods throw some kind of a funny picture up, the funniest, the best, and whoever let's say 8 o'clock. I'll fix them on 8 o'clock.
Awesome. Thank you, Working Man. And I see Neil, you've got your hand up, sir.
Yeah, Legion, Jason, thanks again for having me in today. I was talking, I believe, with Jason in Discord for a little while. I do have to run here. I have another appointment. I'm a family pastor in a church, and it's a brand new church, and we're trying to figure out how to do leadership. So I have to run to that meeting here. And but I'm really looking forward to bringing a few of my guys in on Friday. What's really fun, I'll just say this too. All the guys I'm bringing with me are all community members that are part of Enhance, like I am, and they're driving Enhance with the core team, a lot like you guys do with your team, and it's really cool to see. But really looking forward to it. But I do got to drop. Thanks for having me today, and I'm looking forward to Friday.
Hey, Neil, thank you so much, and we're looking forward to talking to you Friday, and we're looking forward to seeing you Sunday and on a couple of Sundays. Y'all doing great work over there. Y'all keep up the good work, please.
You too, brother. Thanks so much.
Okay, and I'm right at 6:54. Wow, that's kind of perfect. So I have all my giveaways, I have my stuff. Gandalf, give me some, as like Zeus does on his spaces. Where I learned from is Jeremiah and Zeus. Give me your closing statement, sir. And thank you so much for spending so much time with us and staying up super late German time to hang out with us. We really, really appreciate your time and really appreciate you coming to talk to us today. It means a lot. It means a whole lot for you to come talk to us. So give me a closing statement, Mr. Gandalf.
It definitely means a lot. Gandalf's one of my favorite people, so I'm so glad to see you up on the space.
No, just don't make me blush, guys. For real. So, just before I go to the final statement and just picking on that kind of time, because somebody just messaged me, isn't it super late at your place? Yeah, it's 5 minutes to 2 a.m. But as I said, since I'm working full time on this job, I seriously lost the kind of feeling of time, because most of the time when I'm working, it is in the early morning times when it is super dark, and I sleep and just wake up at like more lunchtime, afternoon, or whatever my time, because it shifts, right? Because I want to be there for the American market and for you guys, so international in that way. So yeah, and just as a little hint, if you at some point, and people just started doing like last week, I don't know where and why they did this, but they asked me, is it bright or is it dark at your place? We don't think that you're anymore in Germany. And I said, no, I'm still in Germany. It's all good. And I will stay in Germany, no worries. If you just hear me at some point saying it is super like bright outside, and normally EST is 6 hours just earlier. So in that case, you're having right now about like 8 p.m. Is it right? You should have like about 8 p.m., right? EST?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, as I said, 5 minutes, 4 minutes now to like 2 a.m. So, and I'll be awake at like at least to 4 a.m. today because I'm being in the next space. But as a closing statement from my side, if you want to call it in that way, Glow is the project, and I'm always happy to be there, where I know that people work who are genuinely interested to just build something for the future. And I know for a fact that being here, whether it is 2 a.m., I don't know, 4 p.m., or whatever my time, it doesn't matter. For me, it is important to always show the possibility to be there for everybody, not only for Safemoon, but also for the partners. And I know for a fact that while people don't like shed the light on every project in the same way, and for example, people look more on Safemoon as of partners at some point on occasions, for example, now when the Twitter is super active of us, right? It is still important to say that it does not change the fact that Glow is one of the projects trying to just drive on and move forward with what they're doing. And that doesn't stop any project of our partners, but especially Glow is aiming to stay, people would say stay relevant. I would say stay active, because that is the difference in the crypto market. When a bear market happens and things happen that the prices drop down, if you still see these people like you all are, motivated and positive in any ways, talking to people and still giving things away, even when the market is down, being generous and showing that you did not change 1 second from your basic kind of understanding what you are, who you are, and how you're just projecting your way in the way that you're working with in the world, it does mean that you're genuinely, truly doing this because you're doing it out of a passion and not of greed. And that said, makes a project a gem. People would say a hidden gem, but I would just say a gem because you're not hidden since you're on the Safemoon swap. And that thing said, you're just doing an amazing job. You have a wonderful engagement with people in the community, whether it's yours or ours. And I really, really, really hope that coming to the future, and by future, I don't mean 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. I literally mean in the next, estimated half a year or whatever, when the crypto market is going into a so-called double bull run or double push run, because that will happen. That's my estimation, my personal, by the way, no financial advice. And crypto is going up because the things are happening that all the kind of stuff on Bitcoin will rise and everything will go up. We and actually our ecosystem and everything will just be kind of independent from that. As you see, we're just working on just continuing bringing new partners and being there. But we also know that whether you're tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or whatever partner you are, we value you as people. And while we value you as people and value you being here and doing what you do, we value you staying true to your color, not getting into a panic, showing your holders and your people who you really are and what you're really doing, and ensuring them that nothing changes, whether the market is down by 70, 60, 80%, or it's going up by 150, 200, 250. Because it's true and honest. And that's the thing that matters, and that's the thing that I like. And that's why I always would try to be here whenever I can, because it is always great to be around people who genuinely believe in the things that they do, rather than doing that because they have to.
Awesome closing statement, Mr. Gandalf. Appreciate it again. Thank you so much for coming back. Jared, I saw you came up to speak. You're a part of our education team here at Glow. Did you have something you wanted to say as well, sir?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I couldn't come up sooner. I was taking care of my cars, fixing some stuff on them, and then hanging out with the kids. But just want to say fantastic space. Gandalf, hi. I wanted to talk to Neil too, but he had to bounce out. But yeah, I agree with everything Gandalf has said tonight, and I personally would love to do something together as educators, even with Neil or whoever else wants to join. I think it'd be kind of cool to do something together, just as that Unite DeFi aspect.
Oh, absolutely. We can always talk on that. And my DMs are always open, especially on the fact that people, when they just want to do something which unites, always just have the feeling that they're doing something which helps each other, right? And that is the thing that is also wonderful. And as I said, whether it is about just talking about stuff like philosophing about crypto or seeing the future, I'm open for these things. So you can always hit me up in DMs, man. No worries.
Awesome. Fantastic. And I wish I could have came up sooner to speak, but busy guy over here with my family and kids running around, and yeah, it's a fun time.
Kids are important. No worries on that, man.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to do, Mr. Gandalf. We absolutely love the fact that you dedicated so much of your time to come and hang out with us. It's been a pleasure to get to know you both privately when we were discussing having you on, and now having you exposed to our audience and other audiences. Been a true pleasure to get to know you. If you need to bounce for another show, I know you said that was kind of part of the deal in the very beginning. Please feel free to do so at any time, and just know that the Glownation loves you, and we're super happy and proud that you were able to come on this afternoon. And as far as everyone else, Brian, you got a chance to come up. Jared, you got a chance to come up. I'd like to see if there's anyone else, even if Gandalf has to jump. I'd like to see if there's anyone else, specifically with our project, any core, any mods that just want to come up and make some comments. And Gandalf, I see you got your hand back up. Go ahead, sir.
Exactly. I have exactly to leave now because the other show is starting, and I would love to stay in here for a little longer time. But I always see that, and now that I'm following Jason and you too, Legion, I can just see it even further when you're having the spaces open, right? So in that case, no worries on that. I will try to be there. I thank you, everyone, like literally for having me here, and also for having me here. And let me just talk a little bit about my personal life, because as a lot of people might know, I normally just don't do this because DeFi can be a cruel space. But when I'm around people that I like, I have no problem telling that. And who knows, maybe we see each other in any kind of way in real life at any kind of point this year or next year. Nobody knows. But you will, like, as soon as know it when you just ask me this way how the weather is or what time it is right now where I am, as I said before. But jokes aside, thank you very much for having me in here. I wish you a great evening or a great night wherever you are, and have a great, wonderful rest of the space. I'm out.
Thank you, Gandalf.
Thank you, Gandalf.
Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely, thank you. And do we have anyone on the Glow team that wants to, whether it be mod or core, that wants to come up and weigh in on things that we've talked about this afternoon, things that have been discussed, things you might want to say about the future?
I just wanted to keep reminding people about the fantastic thing that's going to be happening when we hit a $100,000 charity donation, because I know how much Brian likes to stroke his beard on cam. So I know
Absolutely.
there's going to be an interview coming up with Brian, and probably going to be on camera. So keep stroking that beard while it's there. But at a $100,000 charity donation, for some weird reason, me, Brian, and Shane have all agreed to wax our beards. I don't know why we agreed to it, but it's going to be happening. So I just want to remind everybody it's going to be fun. Probably be live streamed on YouTube or something like that. And I'm looking forward to it in a weird way.
Oh no, I was told that's going to be live on Glownation along with all of our other platforms, right?
Oh yeah, we can make it on every platform, and YouTube, Twitch, Glownation. So
Absolutely.
I'm excited,
Absolutely.
and I'm also very afraid.
Oh, I'm very afraid. You'll see. I just shaved my beard today, so when you see me in the next interview, you'll see how fast it grows. So I have a feeling it's going to be very, very painful.
Yeah, must be nice because mine does not grow like that. It's going to be horrible for me.
I know. I just wanted to rub it in.
Do we have any of our other? I see the mod squad present. Miss Annie, Miss Adam. I'm not looking at all the other pages we have up, but would anybody else like to come up and put your 2 cents in on what all has been discussed tonight?
I do want to kind of piggyback on what Working Man said earlier. I've been here the whole time. I've just been listening, but I do want to thank the mods. They're fantastic. All the mods volunteer their time, and without them, Glow would not be where it's at. So greatly appreciate the mod team, the community, all of the core team. I just want to thank everybody. It's really humbling to know that we have such a great community.
Yeah, we have some really nice people, and y'all should come join us. We're really nice, and we have punch and pie. Jason gives out the punch and pie. You just have to DM him and ask him about where's the punch and pie.
No, Jason gets punched, and then I give out the pie. I think that's the new game we're going to do. Yeah, it's a punch and pie there. Jason gets punched, and I give out the pie.
Yeah, we have punch and pie.
Sounds like a great side video for after the beard waxing.
Some kind of pie in the face kind of thing, huh?
Well, maybe we give out some pie to people. I don't know, just random stuff in my head.
I would love.
I'll do a pie.
I would love.
Go ahead. I'll do a pie in the face if Legion does on beard waxing day. I'll do a pie in the face from someone if Legion will do it too.
I love nonsense. I would love to randomly just mail somebody a pie, like an apple pie, no refrigeration, no nothing. Just send you a pie that's going to be awful when you get it, because it's nonsense, and I love nonsense. I would do something like that. Don't ever let me get your address. I will send you dumb things like cooked pies.
Like salmonella. Yeah.
We had the Greek at pie.
Oh, yeah. We can't forget about our Greek. He's been in and out.
I'm back.
If y'all didn't hear me before, follow Greek. If y'all love Safemoon, you have to love the Greek. Oh, look, he's fine. He's learning. He pinned it to the top. His latest video is pinned to the top. Please.
This is a special video.
See, Greek's learning. See, he's
For
learning.
anybody who doesn't know, only Legion knows. I got approved for monetization today. This is the first monetized video, so just go like, comment, spam it, show all your friends.
Yes, please go support Greek. He has been a big time supporter of Glow from the very beginning. Okay, so here's a little bit of insider knowledge. So when I was trying to get on the Glow team, right, I was trying to like prove that I could get like word out and stuff. So I'm messaging my friends and being like, "Hey, can you do a Glow video?" And Greek is one of the ones that answered me, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do a Glow video for you to kind of prove that I can like do this cool stuff." So Greek has been supporting me and Glow for a long time. So and he also is big time Safemoon Army. So if you're not supporting Greek, you're doing it wrong. So yeah, go subscribe to his channel and all of his Safemoon videos. Hashtag Glownation, just because it'd be funny and it's nonsense. So yeah.
And what's better is Legion was supporting me when I only had 250 subscribers, and he was giving me tips, telling me what to do, and he's helped me grow. So
Heck yeah, he was at 200, and I was like, "This guy's really good. We're gonna get him up there." So I retweeted every single one of his things to get him up. 'Cause that's what we do. We're community, right? We help each other. Speaking of community and helping each other, I see Mr. Working Man. You have your hand up. What's up, friend?
Pie. Pie's up. Pie. Give me an idea. Give me a big idea.
Oh shoot.
20 billion Glow for the holders. If they can tell me what movie has something to do with the pie, don't say what happened, but something with the pie. It was a #1 hit for a while. Yeah, that worked.
And they have to tell you in Discord, right, Working Man?
Correct.
Which is posted to the top, by the way. So go join the Discord, find Working Man, and claim your prize if you know about the pie. I love it. See, I love this community. Okay, let me see if I have any other requests before we end.
Well, we do, but I don't want anybody to come up and try to answer that question on air. As Working Man said, that needs to happen in.
Yeah, don't come up and answer that up here. Yoda, you went back. Okay. All right. I have no one else coming up. All right. Perfect. I can go, so my wife doesn't yell at me, because when I do spaces a little bit later like this, dinner gets cold and I get in trouble. So you can't keep me in trouble. I won't be doing spaces no more. So
You can always microwave pie. I'm just saying, you can always microwave pie.
Oh, this is gonna become a thing now, and I kind of love it. So I want to say thank you to Gandalf for coming up. Amazing having you. Thank you to Neil for popping in. Thank you, Brian, for being so involved in our space today. I always love to hear it. And see, guys, it's a project, and the CEO comes into spaces and answers questions and answers DMs. So kind of a cool thing I love about Glow. The CEO is totally reachable, and he'll answer questions. So yeah, thank you, Brian. Thank you to Greek for always supporting us. And thank you to the man behind the operation, the brains of this whole thing, who books all of our guests and does all the research and just tells me what to do. Jason, thank you so much, sir.
Always a pleasure to work with you, my friend. Very humble, very honored.
So our next show is Thursday, right? Because I have a graduation tomorrow. Our next show is Thursday, and that one is with Jason.
Ever Reflect. Mr. EJ is going to be on. Yes, 5 p.m. Central. Some big news. They just released some very good things. I'm not going to do a spoiler tonight, but yeah, Ever Reflect is going to be on Thursday. Mr. EJ will be educating us all on what all they are doing. And then, as we talked about Friday, Neil, who we had on just a little bit earlier with Enhance, is going to be on and fill us in on his project and answer questions. And Monday will be the Dawn with the DFS Mafia. And there may be some giveaways in some of those things. There may not be. You'll have to tune in and find out. I'm going to start kind of holding back some surprises in some of these things. So you may want to pay attention when Legion is talking in the future, when he says, hey, do me a favor, go tweet this and that. That may be part of a contest in the future, just to see how many people actually are willing to do the things without even knowing there's something coming up. And we have a ton more announcements that are coming up in future shows. You know, I just want to give a lot of credit to Legion and to our core team for allowing, you know, two crazy guys to be on air. And, you know, we started doing this once a week, and then we went to twice a week. And, you know, this week I think we're doing what, 4. So it's all about the community. It's all about, you know, what you guys want to hear, what you guys want to know about, what you guys want to listen to. If you have requests of a particular project, I do extensive vetting process, and it's always cleared by my co-host Legion and the core team. But if you have a certain request of a project you'd like us to look into, jump into Discord, hit me up on some beach somewhere on the right side, and we'll have a look at it.
Yes. You see how he works me. He works me. He tells me, "Hey, you have this guest, and this show," and I go, "Okay." Love doing all this content for you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I think this is going to be at the end. I appreciate all y'all that came in. Oh, I was going to say thank you to Jared too. Totally forgot about Jared. Jared helped us out at the beginning, hosting, and thank you for popping in. So thank you, Jared, as well, and all the Glow team. Appreciate all of you. So with that being said, and like I always do, and tell you all to go do something nice for someone. If you don't do it tonight, do it tomorrow. Do a little bit of charity. Or just tell someone that they have, you like their shirt. Just say something nice to someone. Smile at someone. Bring a little glow into that darkness that is this crazy world that we live in. Do something nice, and it will come back to you over and over and over again. Bring a little glow to the darkness. Okay. So, with that being said, thank you guys all for tuning in. I'll see you guys all on Thursday, and have a wonderful night.